Hello basketball coaches and basketball players. Well, actually this one is more directed towards players, so I'll see you after the intro. So hello everyone, if you're new to this channel, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. Today we're going to have a little bit of a talk about how to make it to the NBA. Now, I get this question a ton. How do you make it to the NBA? Well, let me explain to you one quick thing. There's no one set way to make it to the NBA. Everyone has their own ways of getting there. There's players who will go through college or university and then get drafted. And then there's other players who will go straight out of high school. Now I know what you're saying. They've made that rule against high schoolers coming out and playing in the NBA. Well, if you look into it, you still can come out of high school and play in the NBA. How you can go against this, or how you can go about this, is being an international student. Being an international student, you just have to be 1 year out of high school, and then you can play in the NBA. So if you make a big name for yourself, some really good players have done that. The player I'm thinking of is a player called Thon Maker. If you have a chance, look up his name and see how he made it to the NBA. He's actually from a little bit down the highway from over here in Ontario, Canada. Yes, it's very cold today. Anyways, getting a little bit off topic, but that is one way that you can make it to the NBA, and that's how he did it. Now, other players, like some of the Ball brothers who are currently going overseas to play basketball and they're still in high school, that's another option. I wouldn't suggest that, though. As a basketball player at one point myself, what I would suggest for most people is to go to university, go to college, and at least play 1 year. And what I mean by that is now you're getting an education, hopefully paid for, with scholarships, hopefully, and then being able to at least play 1 year there, get your education, get a little bit of education paid for, and then if you have the chance, you can go to the NBA that way. But you have to remember, and I'm not trying to poop on anybody's parade, but it is extremely hard to make it to the NBA. If you think about it this way, there's around 30 teams who play in the NBA. 30 teams. There's 12 players currently on the playable roster. 12 players, 30 teams. That is 360 players in the world who make it to the NBA. That is an extremely small chance. Now, again, I'm not trying to poop on anybody's parade, but try to have the mindset of not just making it to the NBA. Try to have the mindset of making it professional. There's many leagues in the world where you can make huge amounts of income and still play basketball. So there is the D-League and there's the Canadian National Basketball League, both of which don't really pay you a lot, maybe a couple of thousand a year, very small, but it does get your foot in the door. If you're able to make it to those leagues, your next step can be the NBA, or you can play over in Europe. Or you can play over in China. China is becoming a huge market right now in playing professional basketball. There's players who are making millions of dollars overseas, American money, and still playing basketball even though they're not in the NBA. So try to have an open mindset. Another way of making it to the NBA is going through different colleges and universities. DeLon Wright from the NBA is another good player to look into his story, how he made it. It was a very long way, but he was able to make it to the NBA, and he's making huge waves in the NBA on the Toronto Raptors. But there's one key similarity with any single player who makes it to the NBA or any professional team, and it is extremely hard work. You have to remember, even at a young age, these players are not sitting on the couch playing video games 90% of the time. Of course, again, not pooping on anybody's parade, but generally speaking, you're working your ass off. But from there, like myself, who was able to get pretty far making it to the Erie Bayhawks tryout training camp, it takes a lot of work. I was playing basketball 10 hours a day. 10 hours. 10 hours of basketball and maybe a half an hour worth of weight training in between. Huge amounts of time on the court. So keep that in mind. If you want to make it professional, just like running a YouTube channel or anything else, you need to put hard work and dedication into that skill that you're trying to learn. That end goal is there. Anybody can make it. It's the amount of work that you put into it. And if you fail, just start a YouTube channel like me. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow because I upload every single day. I got together with a trainer a few years ago, and this book absolutely works. There's tons of testimonials showing that either the player has lost weight or they have jumped huge amounts higher. So it's very inexpensive. Go check it out. Link is in the description below. Hello, so if you have liked this video, click over here to subscribe, or maybe over here, depending on which side I put it on. I don't know yet. Anyways, also the opposite direction or the opposite side is another video you may like. So I hope to see you again in one of those next videos. Yeah.